everybody, this is Good Frickin Cookin with your host, me, Ryan Frick. I do instructional videos on how to cook for those who are on a budget, or for those pressed for time, or if you use your smoke alarm as your dinner bell, this place is for you. This is my first video, and for this I decided to do my infamous sausage penne. I've been cooking this for about 15 years. All my friends love it. I always get rave reviews about it. I think you're really going to like it. So why don't we get started? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is chop up your onions. You can use one big one. I'm using a couple of small ones here. You can use white, yellow, Vidalia, but always make sure you use a sharp knife. Think about it. You never cut yourself with a sharp knife. You cut yourself with a dull one. Sharp knives go exactly where you want them to. Dull knives you have to fight with, and all of a sudden you're screaming in pain, there's blood everywhere, your spouse is running for a towel to wrap you up, and you're taking a trip to the ER. You know, your kids are upset. There's just no upside, other than the meds they give you. But anyway, chop those two up, and then we move on to our parsley. Now you can pick the leaves off the stalks, but see what I'm doing here? I'm taking a bunch and I'm just shaving it down with my knife. It's nice and quick like that. Any of the big stems, pick them off. Please use fresh parsley. It's cheap. I bought a whole bunch for like 88 cents. I'm using about not even half of it here. So what is that? 40 cents? Dry parsley has no flavor. Don't even bother. Give it a rough chop. About like that. You don't need to get it that small. So go ahead and heat your pan up to medium high. Throw in a tablespoon or two of butter and follow it up with a little olive oil. Now the olive oil keeps the butter from burning, okay? So you want to do this. If you're using margarine, you can skip the oil and just use the margarine. Use about 3-4 tablespoons. Anyway, give that, mix it around a little bit there. Make sure it's all melted. And then go ahead and throw in your onions. Okay, there we go. Add your onions in. And you want to hit them with a little salt. And what that does is it draws the moisture out of the onions and helps them cook a little quicker. Also gives a little flavor right from the get-go. So you want to cook these down, 5-6 minutes. You want to at least sweat them, or make them translucent till they're shiny. You'll see that I'll get mine. There we go. They're sweaty, and you see there's little brown edges. They're caramelizing a little bit. So but you still want some texture in them. So anyway, after you do that, you go ahead and add some black olives, a couple of small cans, and about a half pound of mushrooms. Now, if you don't like black olives or mushrooms, leave them out. This is just a preference of mine. You don't have to add them. But if you use canned mushrooms now, drain out the water, of course, and more water will boil away while you're cooking them before they'll turn brown. But once you get a little color on these babies, then you go ahead and add in your garlic, and you cook that for about 30 seconds till you smell them before you add in your sausage. And you add in your garlic. And the garlic. And the garlic. No. Yeah, okay. You got me. I got nothing. I forgot the garlic. You're supposed to add it in now, but I forgot it. But that's okay. That's fixable. So anyway, you add in your sausage. About a pound, loose sausage. I buy it like this. If you have them in the casings, just go ahead and slit the casings and remove them. Add it in. Now, it's up to you. I use about a pound. If you're on a budget, use 3/4 or even half a pound. Or if you like a little more, do that. But anyway, go ahead and you cook that, and you break it up. I use a spatula just to get it into small pieces. You see me hacking away there. Actually, it's good therapy. If you're come home and you're frustrated from your job, and your boss just irritated you, you can do your little mantra there while you do it. See that? I hate my job. I hate my boss. My boss is a dirty son of a... Okay, well, we'll stop there. Anyway, you want to cook this until there's no longer any pink. Pink sausage is not good. Okay, so once you get that all cooked down, see that? Nice. Got it all broken down. Then you go ahead and add in your white wine. So I'm using dry white wine here, cooking wine actually. A lot of people say, oh, you should, only use wine that you'd want to drink, but I get good results with it. And besides, have you ever seen some of the wine that people drink? If you're buying it in a gallon jug with a twisty cap and you're only paying $5, $6 for it, or better yet, if it's on the shelf in your fridge, in a box and you're tapping off of that, trust me, I'm paying just as much for this. By the way, a curious note, cooking wine is just regular wine with salt added to it to render it undrinkable. Restaurant owners figured that out, quite a few years ago. They added salt to their wine to keep the chefs from drinking it all up on them. So there you go, nice little tidbit of knowledge. Anyway, you want to boil your wine down until you get about an ounce or two. See, about that much. Too much and your sauce is too thin, it's too strong. You boil it too much away and then you just won't taste it. So, oh yeah, there's the garlic I forgot. Whoops. But we add it in now. It's all right. About 2, 3 cloves. It just depends on your taste. Personally, I can't ever use enough garlic. Now, you saw me throw that in from a jar. That's probably what most of us have. If you got the fresh garlic, yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. But, I just do that. So anyway, you cook it for about, I don't know, like I said, 30 seconds or so, just till you smell it. And then you add in your diced peeled tomatoes. Now, this is a 14.5 ounce can, and you add it in, juices and all. And what you want to do is just heat it through. So that takes, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes, not long. Here, we'll give it a little taste. See, doesn't that look good? So we'll give that a little taste, and just for seasoning, it's got enough salt, so we'll hit it with a little cracked black pepper. Now, if you're using the regular table salt and pepper, the best thing you can do to improve your cooking, really, get yourself some kosher salt or sea salt. Get yourself, a pepper grinder and use fresh cracked black pepper. You do those two things, your food will taste better instantly. So anyway, after you heat the tomatoes through, there you go, a cup of heavy cream. That's going to make a nice sauce. What you want to do is just give that a mix, and you let that reduce a little bit. And I don't know what that takes, a few minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Doesn't that look nice? So you turn your heat all the way down to low now, and you concentrate on your pasta. Now, I don't even think about the pasta until I've gotten to this stage. Mario Batali said it best, the pasta waits for no one, not even Aunt Tizzy. And he's right. What he means by that is, as soon as the pasta is cooked, you mix it in with something and you eat it right away. You don't let it sit around, because otherwise it's just gonna, it's just gonna be bad. Now, pasta is like fish. It's got to swim in the ocean. What do I mean by that? Okay, first of all, you got to use enough water. I've seen a lot of people use just enough water to cover the pasta. That doesn't work. What happens is the pasta on the bottom gets all boiled and mushy, and the pasta on the top, doesn't cook through. Unless you sit there and stir it and babysit it. It's got to be able to swim through the water, to roll through it, okay, with the rolling boil. The second thing I mean is you've got to salt it. You got to salt your water, and I mean by a good amount. Now, what do I mean by that? See how much salt I got there? About a good handful. Watch, I'm going to pull another one too. So about 2 good handfuls for all of that. That is what you want. You want it salty like the ocean. That is what's going to impart some flavor. This is the only time you get to, well, not the only time, but that's about the only time you get to impart any kind of flavor on your pasta. I'll show you a little trick later. So, okay, you got your water to a rolling boil. You add in your pasta. That's 1 pound of penne pasta. All right. You want to cook this for about, what you want to cook it to is to al dente. Everybody's heard of that, I'm sure. In Italian, it means to the tooth, and just means it's not mush. It's got a little flavor to it. See how I'm pressing it up against the side? That's how I check it. Still a little too hard. So I'm going to keep boiling it, probably another few minutes. Once it's done, you put it right to the strainer. You get the water out of it. Do not rinse it, okay? Never rinse your pasta. Take away all the flavor. Right into the bowl. See how it's still steaming hot like that? Put it right into the bowl. You go over and you get your pan. and you dump it right in. Now, no fooling around. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, all right? You want to put it in there. You want to mix it, all right? While it's still hot, you want to impart all that sauce into the pasta. So you cover it up, and that traps the steam in, and while the pasta continues to cook, it keeps soaking up that sauce. Nice, right? Well, there's my tattoo. You like that? So anyway, you let that sit, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. After that, you take it off the plastic wrap, give it another mix, make sure it's all mixed up, and then you hit it with the cheese. How much cheese? It depends. You got to check and see about, how the sauce is. So we take a look at the sauce here. Are we going to take a look at the sauce? No, we're not. We're going to hit it with some cheese. I put about, I don't know, it's probably 3/4 of a cup there. And I hit it with some parsley. How much parsley? That's probably 4 or 5 tablespoons. And you mix it up. And then you check to see how the sauce is. Now see, it's a little thin there, so add just a little more cheese. All right. Give that a mix, and pretty much you're done. Now all you have to do is just spoon it into the bowl. Look at that. Nice and creamy sausage. I see everything. The olives, the parsley, right? The tomato, the mushrooms. Okay. To top it off, you just hit it with a little cheese on top. Make it look nice. Isn't that good? Then you hit it with just a little more parsley. Adds a nice little color, nice vibrant. And guess what it's time for? Yep, you guessed it. It's time for the taste. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, look at that. Cheesy pasta. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Yep, got to get it in the light there. See, get a good shot of that. Doesn't that look delicious? It really is. It really is too. Now, time to take a bite. Yep, it's delicious, all right. Look at all of that. Still nice and steaming hot, and that's the best way. And this stuff refrigerates and reheats well too. So, look at that. You know what that last bite tasted like? Another. Yep, you got it. So there you have it. My famous sausage penne. Well, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Until next time, this is Ryan Frick with Good Frickin' Cookin'. Catch you later.